So we will start as we started by audience. So hi again, this is Avnish Kumar and with me Tal has joined. Today we has deviated from our original topic and today we will be discussing about some philosophical or scientific things which has been asked in a paper. So this is an essay kind of thing and we see like the topics over here needs to be discussed in a thorough way rather than getting interested into the dignity of the topic. We would like to criticize the topic as well as we will also explore same time how much we can delve into the inner dimension of these particular things. So with me, Tal, as usual, he will so Tal, which is the topic you first like to take up and screw it.
In topic number one, I don't have any background, so maybe we can start with that and you can help me out.
Sure, why not? So
Okay, the process of self-discovery has now been technologically outsourced. I don't understand the connection of technology, but maybe you have a background.
yeah. So before that, it's your sweetness. You are saying I have a background. I don't have that much of background. However, I am jack of all trades but master of nothing. As this is how I see myself. So it says the process of self-discovery has now been technologically outsourced. So before that, in my life, I have been and I have encountered this but outsourcing many times in my life. But till today, till this moment, I am not sure about in what context this word is used. I know in this particular topic, they are kind of indicating towards that with the advent of technology, technological measures or gadgets has been used for understanding the inner you. The self-discovery is kind of mediated by the technological gadgets.
That's the topic.
So yeah, it's a I kind of agree and kind of disagree with things. The first thing, the process of self-discovery, even if no matter you are discovering by yourself, by some technological materialistic thing, what is the guarantee that whatever you got is you of is true of you?
There's a doubt about that.
There will be indeed doubt about that because I won't be directly jumping to that thing. I would like to first make up a ground over it. What is mean by true self of you? Why there is a need for your self discovery? What is a kind of putting you in a frustration that you're that something put you in in an existential crisis that you look forward for inner self of you, like true self of you? Why there is a need? And if there is a need, how that thing can be achieved, or if that thing can be achieved, how technology is helping it? Yes, or technology is being used for it? Yes.
Yeah, all of these things we need to clarify and the connection between technology and self-discovery.
So for me, like leading, I will take my usual position asking questions. What do you mean by technology and how it can be useful for anything?
Okay. Technology, I usually think of an electronic device like a cell phone or a laptop. And usually I use it to make my own purposes easier. It's easier for me to type on a computer and to fix mistakes than to write on paper and try to fix mistakes.
Okay, that's a good thing. And what? But you asked me the same question, and I will give you the answer according to what I think. You ask me.
Okay, so the first question is, um, how do we connect technology to self-discovery? I don't see a connection.
You don't see a connection. But before that, I would like to talk a little bit on technology or technical things or gadgets.
Yes.
So If you
Usually they make my job easier.
indeed, they make your job easier or sometimes make you unable to communicate with the things or over a distances which were seems impossible before. Like of telescopes, you can see the celestial bodies. Galileo
Yes, with
invented it
detail.
with detail in detail, and now in this 21st century, you are reading them in a sophisticated way. Not only you are seeing them pictorially, graphically, you are kind of uh, they say chemically fingerprinting it. Everything has its characteristics. Every everything, no matter light, they have their characteristics. Like
Yes,
gold atom is different from iron atom because their
exactly.
characteristics are different, and you can chemically fingerprint it, you can chemically map it, you can chemically tell that this thing is different from this thing. On a broad way, we can say a number of protons, number of electrons. This is one of the way. So you can chemically fingerprint them. So don't you think technical technology assist you not only to communicate, also to differentiate among things?
Yes, they can help you differentiate.
Even like you have it, your body is a kind of a technologically advanced machine. Your body
I
has a
don't see
perception.
how.
You
Mm-hmm.
can feel thing, you can feel the temperature as a thermometer can feel, you can hear the sound as mic can hear, you can you can speak like speaker can speak, you can visualize like camera can see. So most of the times, what till so far scientists have developed those things according to their sense perception, which can enhance the magnitude of sense perception. Eye has a limitation, so they develop binoculars, telescopes, microscopes to
Yeah.
enhance the capacity of eyes. My
Mm-hmm.
mouth has a limitation, I cannot speak louder than some sound, so they developed speakers. i
Exactly.
I cannot hear many sounds. The gadgets who can hear those
Perceive.
sounds and can transduce them in an audible range of me. So don't you think most of the technologically things are just an extension of our sense perception?
Yes.
Indeed, this is what I see. Now coming to the question, now you see, now the question comes, if the self discovery can be made by this body itself, this body has nothing but the sense perception, brain, hands, the perception of touch, perception of hearing, perception of seeing,
Yes, the body has all these abilities.
and in this technological world you have all those things which can enhance these things. Other than that, you don't have anything. So if you are using this body to look into in your inner self, yes,
Mm-hmm.
then you can also use those technological measures to look into more depth. You are not doing anything else. Now I will give an example. In your
Mm-hmm.
brain, there, like your brain is a kind of is a kind of a transformer, as well as a generator,
Transmitter,
transmitter of
generator.
generator. So it, the signals comes to it and it's also send the signal.
Yes, I read about that.
And there are some devices which can check the electromagnetic fields around you, because even at the end of the year made up of atoms, and atoms are in a dynamic process of, they are in the continuous run, they are continuously changing. Your system seems to be in a static state, however it's not in a static state, it's in a quasi static state. It seems to be static, however it's running very fast. It's kind of adjusting every fraction of second to the changing environment, so you don't see a obvious change between you and the environment. It seems to be they are living in a harmony, however there is a continuous adjustment. You agree?
So like the technology is extending the abilities of a person and they each
Indeed.
have the same abilities.
Yeah. So So now I don't agree with this line also, saying the technology can to help you in the process of self discovery. Indeed, it can help you in the process of self discovery. What the discovery you may will made is will not be the self. You can get into much depth of yourself. You can get into knowing your brain very well. You can know, you can even talk about, you can get a very good knowledge of your dreams. You can talk about some those things which seems to be mystic, like what is deja vu and how dreams come, how we sleep and how we get up, and how why heart is always pumping all the time without any, like they will read about the DNA coding and many things of that. Indeed, it will make you more knowledgeable about your system. It will make you more
And
knowledgeable
still,
about.
it's possible that the brain is not the self.
There is it needs a very good discussion to tell the brain is a self or not self. Like
Mhm.
the brain has some purpose, and we see brain as a single entity. You don't see your body as a single entity. You have hands, you have legs, you have heart. You don't see a body down your brain as a single entity. However, when you come up of your shoulder, you start seeing a brain as a single entity, and I see it as a very racist discrimination. Your
Yeah,
brain is
there's a
not a single
difference.
identity. Your brain, every section of brain is responsible for everything, for anything, everything. Now, as an human, we have an excess of brain up more than animals. We
Yes,
have an
we
excess
have
of
more
brain
potential and
more than animals. But always
Mhm.
keep in mind, one step above a race, above a species. You are not at the top of the species. You are just in. So this brain, you should not, kind of stop that I have understood this brain at its 100% capacity. Even if you are understanding that brain to its 100% capacity through the brain itself.
it would still be limited.
So it will always be limited. So you can only understand the brain to its entirety when you will reach to the entirety. I have not accessed the brain to its entirety, and I am claiming that I know the brain to its entirety. If you know the, I kind of complicating thing, but it's a kind of thing, the same instrument you are using for understanding the same thing. Of course, there will be a subjudice. It's a kind
Yes,
of
of
same
course.
thing. It's a kind of same thing. A judge has been appointed to give the verdict on a murder case where he is the accusee, where he is the culprit.
And he's not able, he has limitations.
He will never do the true justice. If I
That's
am
right.
the judge of, if I have the power to decide if I am a culprit or innocent, I will always choose to be
Always
innocent.
avoid the punishment.
I will always choose to be the innocent. Indeed.
Yeah.
So that's what I am saying. Like, you can, with the advent of technology, with the use of technology, you indeed can make your life easier in the way to understand this system in a better ways, in a more sophisticated ways. But
Mhm.
you will be limited to only understanding. You will be only limited to the understanding. It's similar of saying, if I make you see a rose flower and do not allow you to smell it, do you think you will understand the flower to its entirety?
No, I would be limited.
You will be always limited. So the technology can always make you to see the things. You can even, I will just put the plugs in your nose and give you the all the instrument you use, but cannot unplug the cotton from your nose to smell it. You will check, you will cut, you will see the layers, you will see the colors, you will see a single atom of it. But the main gist of that thing, that is the smell, which discriminate a lotus, a rose, a lily, anything from everything. You see, is true character. So the mind, the mind you will use, it's similar of saying you cottoned your nose and you are reading it. I am sure you will read the entire system, but the thing you will never get it. And why you will never get
Exactly.
it? I will tell about it. So I will get into this thing not today, maybe some days later, because I like you to think why even after using your all the true potentials, even the technology, one day I'm pretty sure the scientists or the engineers will be able to give you the power of Hulk in your hand. Even that
The
day, you man.
Oh yes, the character Hulk.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one day you will get a power of Hulk in your hand, but you will
Okay.
be as big as you are today in those terms.
Mm-hmm.
And you know why? Because you need to open the nose to smell it. And you only need to open your nose. And I am pushing you to understand what I mean by opening your nose. Closing is not it doesn't mean that you should close your eyes. And I'm asking only you to open your nose. You get all the gadgets, get it, do whatever you want to do, but keep your nose open. At the same time, you will discover the system and you will be the part of system. The day you are the part of system, then there won't be any need for discovery. Nobody dissects himself to know about him.
Right.
Because they are the part of system. They can feel it.
Yes. Just by looking inside, they can discover.
Like those things are looking. If you want to, if you think your perception is only limited to the apparent sense organ you have, then you are in a you are living in a curtain, like in a shadow. You don't know the potential of the opportunity you have been given. You only think your sense perception can only can only help you to enable you to understand this system better into entirety. Yes, but these are not the only. This is the only first step. Somewhere you have to start to go to your master's or PhD. That is your nursery. Indeed.
I understand.
So these are the beginnings. Your sense perceptions are the beginning tools. When you will use them to your entirety, there are other things which is also a kind of a sense. Like with the hand, you will have a sense of rubbing or sense of tangible things. Yes,
Yes.
this is one of the things. But whenever you have kind of looked into that, when you cry, you also have a sense of something. When you are in an ecstasy, you have a sense of something. When you are in an orgasm, you have a sense of something.
Exactly.
When you have a helping others, it the sense is nothing but it's a chemical imbalance happening in your body, and mind is reading it and understanding it.
It's all chemicals that are causing
Chemical
reactions.
imbalance is chemical rust in your body. So this is just the beginning, because you will have to start somewhere. So I agree that technology can make you enable to understand the system better, but not the self-discovery. Because the
But not the
discovery of self can never be made, because the self does not exist. If you discover something, if you discover something, it means you know it exists, but not into your experience. There can be only two things exist, either you or the self. Two things cannot simultaneously exist. This is the, I don't want to complete the statement.
That's okay.
That the day before, in the entire life, Jesus Christ has been a carpenter. The day he got enlightenment, he was no more carpenter. He was no more
He
carpenter.
changed the direction.
He not only changed the direction, he changed himself. He was not the same person he was. I what I am saying, at the same time, you can only wear a one shirt over this body. You can wear many shirts, but I am giving analogy of need. At a given time, you can only wear a shirt on this body. So at the same time, either you can be Tal or you can be the true self. The day you will be the true self, you will forget that you are on a discovery. Because
Yeah.
because the discoverer has vanished from the picture.
Yes,
Till the
because
moment, till the moment you are able to claim that I have discovered myself, and you remain I, it means that you have not discovered. The day you
because you're
made the day you made a discovery, then you will never know who was discovering and who and whom you have discovered.
yes, because I'm always observing outside of myself.
So it's not like the self is you evolve to self. The self, if you remember a few months back, I give you an analogy of a, a seed converts to plant, and plants convert to a tree, and tree bud the flower, and bud gives the fruit, and fruit has the, if seed claim that I am a plant, he has a potential to become plant. But if he claim I am a plant, he will never be the plant unless he put himself or bury himself in the ground. The day
That's
he
this.
will, the day he will become plant or bud, he will not no more be the seed. So, so the are you following me?
Yes, because it's a symbolism.
It's a kind of symbolism. So the discovery of self-discovery and the technology you can think of, but it is not. It's not kind of the thing that they want to point and how they are seeing it. Now the second question is,
Your perception of me is a reflection of you. My reaction to you is an awareness of me.
we have discussed
That's
this
the
thing
topic.
earlier. We have discussed this thing before we had started recording. Yes, you can.
From my experience, I've seen people that they describe me with the flaws that they have in when they're talking. So that would be an example of them seeing me as a reflection of themselves. But I know myself that they're not seeing me accurately. They're only seeing a reflection of themselves.
Not eventually, whatever you see, whatever, like if you talk about the perception of seeing, the sense perception of seeing is eventually is a kind of a reflecting thing. You don't even see anything, you just see the reflection of that thing. And you not only see, you will see the depth, you see the colors, and you see the tiniest detail possible if you are close enough or far enough. So the organ you are using for seeing is a kind of a very subjective, you see.
Very subjective, I agree.
So even the organ is very subjective. So the first level of biasness to the thing you are observing. The second level of biasness is that you are not seeing the thing, you are seeing the reflection of it into your brain, into your eye. And eye is sending signal to the brain, you are processing it, and you are seeing the picture of it. So you are
Mhm.
not seeing the thing, you are seeing the reflection of the thing. And the reflection of anything is
Is different
dependent
than the original.
is dependent on the mirror, how the mirror is. If the mirror is really dull, you will see the dull image. If the mirror is really open, really clean, you will see the clear image. So you will see anything the way you are.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
are a
that's
mirror.
that.
What I mean, you are a mirror, and you are a mirror, and you are seeing the mirror itself to know what the thing is. So your interaction or communication with anything outside you, because this is always reflection based. However, the reflection can be improved, not by improving the thing, by improving you. So that's why the mystics or the gurus or the Indian philosopher, whatever people say, they are the very kind of open things. They don't only see it, they see inside. What is seeing inside means they have seen them inside. Their system has opened. So they are, if they are seeing the flaw, they don't know they are seeing the flaw. Because when the reflection comes to him, now the image is not getting making on his system only through eye. It's just through the nose also. They are same time simultaneously. They are smelling it. They are also tasting it. They are feeling it. I can see you a flower. You have a sense perception. I can give it in your hand. You will have a sense perception plus touch perception. Yes.
Yes, I
I can
understand.
allow you to smell it. Now you have a three perception: sense, smell, and touch.
I can add another dimension.
You can add another dimension. However, when you are open enough, then the no matter you how close or how far the thing is, you both are the part of system and distance does not matter.
And
Connection of you to the event which is going on.
yeah,
You can only understand in wave mechanics and in physics, quantum mechanics, we call it superposition of waves. So the superposition of waves is like if we want to measure something, let's say angular momentum. So we use an operator of angular momentum and force it on a wave function. So how the angular momentum operator is also kind of a wave. If the wave of angular momentum superimposed constructively to the wave, there was no phase difference to the wave of anything which I am reading, I will get the best possible angular momentum results. So we call it as a constructive collapse. Any system you are interacting, you are collapsing his wave to your wave. So, and you understand every wave has an energy and has amplitude as an as frequency, what's not. If if your observation wave energy matches with his observation wave energy, then you no more two systems, you are the one part of system. You will be the part himself of it. You will be part itself of it.
yeah, to be a part.
Part when you are the part of, if you need to measure the stream power of any river or the power of any river which is flooding through your area, there is one thing you can see it how much fast it is flowing down, how much debris is just getting with it. You see, if there
And
are
measure.
if there are big boulders, you say it's a very powerful stream. Yes, Nakhon. If it's just
uh,
carrying away big boulders in his water, this is, you can have an estimate. But if you allow yourself to jump into that river, the river will carry you, and for your entire life, you will not forget how powerful that river was. If you able to be get alive after that event, and for your entire life you will remember that power. So this is the fingerprinting of any event when you become a part of system. Now, in your memory, that event will be stone carved. You will never forget. Because the day you collapse yourself to any observation, to his or her energy, then you lived that thing. In your life, you are living every moment. So the moment you have lived, you will never forget. You may you may forget them for some time, but they are in your system. The body records everything. That's why it is recording. That's why there are being chemical or mechanical or physical or whatever biochemical alterations transformation happening, because this system is continuously under pressure of interactions, continuously absorbing energy from outside, continuously adjusting itself. So this is what I want to say, that my reaction to your awareness is of me.
Yes. So that clarifies some of it.
Have you ever noticed, like, moving to the question number three?
Sure. Philosophy of wantlessness is utopian, while materialism is a chimera. So these are very complex words.
So you know utopia? Utopia?
Yeah, like utopia is usually describing a perfect world where everyone has whatever they need.
Okay. So the philosophy of wantlessness is utopian. Means is it's saying like it's saying like if you're saying I have reached to the level of wantlessness, it means it is kind of imagination thing. You can never reach to the level of wantlessness. This is the statement saying while materialism is a chimerism. Like it's saying like materialism is an illusion. Chimerism is what is chimera anyways? If you want to say more about it.
Uh, I only know chimera as the name of illness. I don't know the meaning of this word.
So I can read the Hindi translation of this thing. It's saying like chimera,
Hmm.
the materialism is kind of illusion. So here they
Okay.
kind of interchangeably use the word chimera with illusion, elusive
Okay.
or anything which is not permanent. It's just
Mhm.
appearing because you are appearing. If you are not there, the thing is not there. So you're saying
So
materialism is a kind of illusion.
it's like materialism is not real, it's only an illusion, but wantlessness is also not real.
He is claiming kind of thing both of materialism and wanderlessness. Both are not real.
Yes.
So materialism and the reality being materialist, materialism and its connection to materialism is a kind of you need to understand is a kind of abstract noun.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Materialism is like a system that focuses on material, like maybe chasing after wealth and trying to get rich.
So eventually, this question has some ambiguity in it
Yes.
because the connection of materialism with illusion is not understandable because
Hmm.
what I see, materialism and illusion are different. Materialism is something your quest or your ambition for ambition towards utilizing everything which is around you. Not only utilizing, taking power on them, control them.
Yeah. To try to own them. Ownership.
Yeah, ownership, ownerlessness, and materialism is chimera. I don't see those thoughts. They are going in unison, anyways. So uh, even my friend also tell that like he was not pretty sure this question is asked wrong, but is right. Like the philosophy of wantlessness is utopian. So utopian, you mean it's not? It's kind of ideal world.
Yeah, it's like an ideal world in theory.
What is ideal world?
Um, so the little bit I read about utopia is that everyone gets whatever they need. If a person needs food, then the society will always arrange that each person has food every day.
So if the person want wantlessness, then he can also get the wantlessness. If in the utopian world everything is possible, then the wantlessness is also possible. He is saying but in the question it is saying like getting wantlessness is a kind of thing you are living in a utopian world. So it means it's saying in a real this physical world you cannot be wantlessness. You will be always wanting.
Yeah, always one thing. Everything I see, I want to try to get, and then sometimes I succeed and sometimes I don't get.
So the question is here in the question you need to understand what the question is talking wantlessness of the body or wantlessness of the soul or wantlessness of that particular entity which we are talking about so far. This body is a part of the system and this body will always interact with the system in some way or other. You can say it a boundlessness, you can say it as like its need, you can say anything. This body is a part of the system, this physical system, which he called materialistic. So he's saying kind of materialism. This so that's why he's saying this body which is asking for need is elusive because the body is temporary. The things which he is needing, the body is needing, is also temporary. They will vanish with the time. That the day you will not have this body, you will not have any need. No need for food, no need for sex, no need for emotions, no need for love, no need for anything.
Right, because all those needs are temporary.
Because who is needing it? The sense perception has the needs.
Yes.
If you don't have any sense perception, you don't have any need. So, so the wantlessness or non-wantlessness is a thing for this body, not for something which we are talking about that we don't know because it does not exist in this world. What I mean, it does not exist in this world is that it does exist in this world, but not the world you see with your eyes.
Not the word that we observe.
Not the world. It's of similar thing. The time you are sleeping, your body is present in this world. But the time you are sleeping, you are also dreaming. But in the dreams, can you claim in which world you are? You might be saying the same thing. You might be seeing the same thing, but you cannot claim that those things were existing in this world. They might be in some other world. So this body lives in this world. Does not mean this body or anything. What is your experience of this body? Can you tell anything which is an experience of this body?
Usually, that's your ability. You can say what you experience.
What? I can't hear you.
Usually, a person can say what his experience is. He knows based on his experience.
The body has an experience of the events which has been occurred in front of it. You had an experience of only events. You had an experience of eating. You had an experience of love. You had an experience of anything because those events has occurred in front of you. This body has no memory of anything which has not occurred in front of your sense perception, so far at least. Because the day you born was blank, and that we assume that you was a blank paper with your life grows, you kind of accumulating the memories and everything and anything, and you had a bundle of many memories that you say, this is my intelligence, this is my conscious, this is my what's or not. Isn't it? The thing you say it's my intelligence, it's my knowledge, it's my conscious, it's just the impression or the reflection of event which has occurred in front of you. You don't have any experience of this body. You had an experience of the machine which has recorded those events when you was brought into the system. This body itself has no experience on himself. The day. So that's why the first existential crisis comes from body because in itself you don't have the experience of this body. So your first crisis is not coming from soul. The first crisis is coming from your body only.
That's very clear.
Once you fight the this crisis war, then you say, then you also get to know this body is temporary. So there is no point of getting the flavor or the experience of this body. There is something beyond this body that get the experience of that thing. And your quest begins. There was the quest of Jesus. There has been quest of many angels of God, many messenger of gods. There has been the quest of Buddha. There has been quest of Mahavir. There has been the quest of many uncountable men. Everybody has this quest. Who has this quest? The guys. who fulfilled those first in order to, you see, when your stomach is hungry only, then only you feed. And the moment you keep your stomach hungry, you will keep on feeding. The day you fulfill its hunger, then you will get to know what is other than hunger. Then you may also see the dysentery, then you may also see the bloatiness, then you also may see the heaviness in your stomach. Before that, you had an only experience of hunger. So every body
Person is,
part has every body part. This body has, yes,
I was saying that when a person feels hungry, it's hard to concentrate on anything else.
yeah, yeah. So most of the time, what we keep on spending is just to fulfilling the needs. So the experience you have only of those events which has happened appeared in front of you, happened. And in the most of the people's life, this is their life story. They keep on fulfilling the desires, they keep on fulfilling the needs. So they count them as their knowledge, they count them as their intellect, their property, their knowing of their self. However, these are the moments only on the paper. You were just writing on over a paper. The day that appears to your door, he will just seize the paper from you, erase everything, and give you another chance to write again. So if you keep on writing and committing the day, you need to stop writing and look what you got and where are you writing.
That's
You were put in a race, in a blind race, where you have to fill the paper. Otherwise, you will curse yourself. I have done nothing in my life. Oh man, who told you to fill this paper? You had been given a blank paper to understand this paper first. Thereafter, you will ask who gave me this paper. Why you have
and
been given the life?
questions. What should I do with the paper? There's many
What should I do with
possibilities.
the paper? Then you will get to know this paper is a temporary, it will go and come. Then you will start asking if this will go and come, then who is distributing those papers? Who is giving those papers? I want to know him.
Those,
Then your quest will evolve to knowing more than this body. That day you will become this paper and the thing you are saying is just the same room, but the different corners. You are saying the same thing but different angles. The time. And after some days or after some moment, you will get to know you yourself give the paper to you. Nobody else is giving you. We ourselves giving ourselves a paper. We are the master of us. We ourselves giving us a chance. There is nothing more than you or less than you. You are you. You are always complete. There was not a space even for a hair to fit in. You were always complete. And to understand this completeness, you were being given chances again and again, again and again. But on the other hand, what we are doing, rather than understanding the paper, we are writing over it, erasing, writing, erasing, writing. This will go on. This will go on to the centuries. You will, and there have been many people who question themselves, who questions why they are doing this thing. One day it may appear to you, why we are talking to me? Why can't you talk to you yourself? Why the hell we are doing this discussion? It may appear this moment also. Why we are doing this bloody bullshit things? What is
that's
the
what they'll
need?
ask.
What is the need? Why I am talking to other? Why can't I talk to me? Because this is my system, and only I can understand my paper. Nobody can else because they had not even understand their system. How the hell they will tell me to my about my system? Who knows your paper and my paper is same? Who knows we are on the same paper? And you are at some part, I am at some part. Who knows that
And
one day you will become enlightenment? I may also become enlightenment. Because if we are on the same paper, it cannot be like selective. If the enlightenment has to happen, it will happen. It will appear for entire paper, not for a or a selected portion, isn't it?
Yeah, because each person is a different paper.
Each person is a different paper, and you know the paper has no reality. The paper is a step to see you, make you to see the world beyond that paper. First, in order to see that thing, you will have to question this thing first. You had a choice to question the paper or to write on it. So this is what I want to talk about, and even discovered the real is rational and rational is real.
That's the next topic.
Like it means like the real is rational and rational is real. Anything which is rational can be only rational to your logics, but logics has no to do with the reality. Because you know why? Because this body has some experience. On the basis of those experience, this body framed the logics. You have a logic like how do you develop logic? You develop logic through the series of events which exist in front of you. Like there is a knife, I can explain myself. There is a knife and there is a potato. If you drop a potato over knife, who will cut?
If you drop a protector,
Potato.
over a knife, then it will probably get cut.
Then and how do you get to know? Once you will drop as a child, you might have think that one day the potato will cut the knife. But at this age, you know it's in a series of events you have seen. Matter is harder than anything, which is the potato or tomato. So no matter who drops over whom, the software has to get cut. Yes,
Yeah,
this
based
is
on
how,
experience.
this is how you build the logic. If someday somebody can come and say like, I cut a knife with a potato, first thing you will laugh at him, and you
You will
will
say,
you will not retaliate in a way that you want to prove that a knife cuts the tomato, not tomato cuts like. First thing you will laugh out loud and say, okay, it might be in your world it cuts, but it's not. Because this is a very simple event and this is happening. However, there are some events which appears quite a very less time in comparison to the cutting of apple with a knife. So on those events which kind of exist not quite frequently as others. So over those things, because you see them appear in front of you, you want to fight for them. You want to prove them. So there you need a distinction, a conviction for your logics. Like one logical thing I will tell you. When you were in the high school, you got to know about many mathematical operations. And using those mathematical operations, you prove or disprove many. You build a logical way of thinking in mathematics. Yes.
yeah, studying the different equations.
So now, what is the internal angle of a triangle? Sum of internal angles of a triangle.
Yeah, so we learned that the total is 180 degrees.
If I say the internal angle, sum of internal angle of a triangle is less than or more than 180 degree, will you agree or disagree?
I can agree to the first half, but if it is more than 180, I will disagree.
Why?
Just because I believe that it's 180 degrees, not more.
It cannot be more than 180 degrees because this is the logic you build and this is your reality.
Yes.
If I say, if you, but you need to understand this thing. If you draw a circle on a plain paper, then it is 180 degree. If you draw, if you draw a triangle on a plain paper, then it is 180 degree. Then it is logical. I did not say that I draw a triangle on a paper. I say I draw a triangle and its interior angle sum is more than 180 degree or less than 180 degree. Now I am drawing a triangle over a sphere. In a
Over a
sphere,
sphere.
then it can be more than now. Now see, your reality changes in a moment. But
Yes.
before that, if I'm not disclosing the surface where it has been drawn, then
Mhm.
then then your reality was different, your logics was different, your
Right.
rationale was different.
And it's wrong. But
And
if you
now
draw
I'm
it, then it'll be 90 degrees at each angle. It could be a total of 270 degrees.
you see, you see,
Mm-hmm.
more than 180 degree. So the real is rational and the rational is real. So it's a logical thing. It's how you see the event is a, is a, is a, because the real and rational, they are always being subjective. Your reality is subjective. We
Your
discussed about this thing, how subjective reality is. Forget about rational. Rational is a very petty thing in front of reality.
yes.
Your
Rational is
reality
very
changes. What is your reality? The reality is something which is appearing in some background. We talked about this thing. Everything is happening in a background, and background seems to be not changing. I am that. In the text, I am that. It says the background seems to be non-changing. We disprove this thing. Background has to be changed in order to
yes.
change the reality. But some realities which appears to be non-changing in a non-changing background. So your real and rationals. The reality is subjective in a background of something. When those background vanishes, when you tear apart those background, your reality will vanish. You will not get anything. There will not be anything. That is called objectivity. Objectivity is nothingness. Anything which can be objective only, which does not exist. If it is existing, it has to exist in some system, and the system will affect it. A
The
system is
system is
affecting it, then the objectivity cannot be objective. So, in a true sense, I should say the objectivity is utopian.
yeah, I mean combining the ideas, I see.
So, this is what I want to say about this thing, and I think it's a very long lecture, and we discussed all the questions so far. Maybe our audience will enjoy them if we have been to the line. I myself sometimes deviate from the topic so much here and there that I don't even realize. However, we tried our best, and we look forward for your comments. Yeah, I not call. Yes,
Comments and discussions.
yeah, comments and discussion. So